We're in Virginia now, talking with David. David, you're with Allworth Money Matters.
Hello, Scott and
Hey,
Pat.
how you doing, David?
Doing great. It's great to be on the show. I'm a big fan and a long-time listener.
Well, thank you.
Been listening to you guys for about 2 weeks now.
Oh, 2 weeks.
But a big fan.
Okay, well, good.
Really grateful to find you guys.
2 weeks.
All right, what can we do for you?
Thank you so much. I was hoping to ask a question. My wife and I are 5 years from retirement. We have a defined pension plan with the state of Virginia. And we probably need to do some making up.
You both work for the state of Virginia?
We do.
Okay,
Yep.
and you'll both have pensions.
That's right.
And what percentage of your pay will the pensions make up when you retire?
That's a good question. Together, the combined at today's rate about a little over $11,000 a month.
Okay.
We make right now $260 between the two of us. We both make right around $130.
Okay.
So I'd have to do the math real quick.
That's fine. No, so you're essentially making roughly $20,000 a month, and your pension is going to be $11,000 a month.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think it's about 60%.
21.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So what's your question for us?
A little bit of background might help. I come from a family where finance education wasn't a big part of our family. I was told two things in life. One, don't rent a house, buy a house. Thought that was good advice. I followed that. And the other one was never invest in the stock market.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, it really was that. And so I kind of had to learn the ropes through the finance world a bit. And it was a little bit bumpy. It was really hard to find a good financial advisor. Fell down a couple of traps, but now after working for a company for almost 30 years, we're getting close to retirement, and I'm trying to figure out. I've heard you guys, as of recently, I've listened to I don't know how many podcasts in the last 2 weeks, but I have completely enjoyed listening to a lot of the back ones. There's something called a Backdoor Roth IRA.
Okay.
And I started to look up some of the guidelines for when you can get tax deductions for your Roth IRAs. And I'm not sure how it applies to me. I can tell you what we have.
That's perfect. That's what you obviously have listened to the show. You know, I'll share this with you. It's kind of off topic. I had a meeting with clients earlier today. We're taping this on a weekday, and I had clients earlier today, and he wanted to know if we prep the listeners for the calls. He said because they normally come prepared, and oftentimes will answer questions before you ask them. So is that you prepping them? And I said, no, that's people that call the show, that listen to the show, because we have a tendency to ask all the same questions time and time again. So answer whatever questions you think we're going to ask.
Okay, so I think you may ask what we currently have in our retirement plans.
Correct.
So I'll run you through the list.
Perfect.
And my question for you is, do you want me to combine my wife and mine, or do you want us to do it separately?
Separate.
Okay. So I have in a Roth roughly $160,000, and I have in a 403B roughly $586,000, and then I have something called a 401A. Quite frankly, I'm not certain I know what that tax code is, but
Okay.
I have $147,000.
How much?
$147,000.
Okay.
And then embarrassingly, not being the financially educated at home, I didn't know what an HSA was until this year. So we started contributing to that, and I have about $5,200 in the HSA.
Okay.
And then $17,000 in a 457, which I also realized had come to find out that we have something called a 457 available to us in addition to our 403B, which I didn't realize. And so we started contributing to that. So we'll be maxing out our 403Bs and our 457s and our HSAs from here on out for the next 5 years.
And what does your wife have in her name?
She has less. So she has $150,000 in Roth IRAs, pretty close. A traditional for $9,000. Let's see, her 403.
A traditional what?
A traditional. She has just a small traditional IRA.
How much is in that?
$9,000.
Okay.
And her 403B is, let's see, I got to add this up. it looks like 510,000. And she has a few thousand and also in a 401a, which is 3,700.
And that's
an
typically
HSA
money that your employer contributes on your behalf is what the 401a balances are.
It's the other side of a 401k. It's employer
Gotcha.
contributions.
Okay, great. And then an HSA of 6,000 and 26,000 in her 457.
And what is it you're trying to do? So right now you say you're going to maximize both the 401k and 457.
Yeah.
So how much on an annual basis are you putting into the combined accounts?
Well, I've been putting in about 20 to 25,000 every year for a number of years in mine. She's been putting in less in hers. But we actually have another income of about 50 to 100,000 a year on top of our income at our jobs. So we have plenty of money to put away right now.
What's the source of that income?
Mineral interest, royalties.
So it's not earned income, it's passive income.
It's passive income, yeah.
Okay. And it's something you inherited.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 58.
And your spouse?
57.
And by the way, you are an incredible saver. I don't care what advice you got growing up. I'm glad you didn't listen to the one not. You wouldn't have 160K in your Roth if you didn't invest in the stock market. That's just fact. What a great savers. Great savers.
Thank you. That makes me feel better because it's been a bit bumpy. I can tell you some stories.
Oh, no, look, I don't care what the path looked like, where you ended.
I'm going to take a little issue with that, Pat. So, I mean, what David's got going for him, he and his wife, they have a pension. But if you backed out the pension, if they had no pension and were making $260,000 a year and had this saved, you'd say, what the heck's wrong with you? You don't have nearly enough saved.
I stand corrected.
But
I stand absolutely corrected.
You factored in what his shortfall is and looked at his savings compared to the shortfall, and you're like, you are in great shape.
You are in great shape.
Correct. You're in great shape. You picked the right career path,
right,
and saved enough.
You define your risk tolerance. My guess is, at least in life, was relatively low. I assume the home is paid for.
We have two homes. We've already bought our retirement home, and they're both paid for.
Okay.
And what's your question for us?
A Roth IRA. Backdoor Roth?
I should probably tell you I have about $100,000 in the bank, and I have roughly $80,000 in a brokerage account in addition to that. But I'm trying to understand the tax implications that I've heard you discuss with other callers, and I just don't know if I understand how our 403B tax implications and 457 tax implications work when we're contributing now at a maximum. Is that considered a backdoor Roth IRA kind of situation?
Are you contributing on the before tax or an after tax traditional basis?
I'm contributing before tax.
Yeah. Why don't we describe what a backdoor Roth is?
What this enables you to do is it doesn't matter how much money you've got going into a 401k or 403b or 457, as long as you have some sort of wage income, earned income, at least equal to the amount that you're going to contribute to the IRA, traditional IRA, you can do this. And this really impacts those that the income limits are such that they can no longer contribute to a Roth IRA. So you contribute to a traditional IRA.
Non-deductible.
Correct. Non-deductible, traditional IRA. And then you immediately convert that
to a Roth IRA the very next day. The very next day.
What happens when you convert, you don't just look at that one IRA that you're converting. You have to look at all of your IRAs. Now, you don't own any other IRAs.
So you're fine. But my recommendation, since you have 5 years, is to go ahead and just convert your wife's traditional IRA, this $9,000, into a Roth IRA. Just do that tomorrow. You're going to pay taxes on that. Right, so that's $9,000 that's going to show up as taxable income, and then every year after that, you're just going to do a non-deductible,
including right now. And then I'd try to maximize your contributions to the 403B and 457s.
Why, Scott?
Yeah, because that's what we were planning on doing. So we don't have any other expenses without any house
Just because their
mortgages,
income's
so-
going to drop quite a bit once they retire.
I don't think so.
Well, then convert on a Roth basis. I mean, contribute on a Roth basis.
Yeah, but we're going to go out and grow this. They've got 5 years to retire. Right? So you got 5 years of growth on this. I mean, you'd have to do the numbers. It looks to me that they're pretty dang comfortable. I don't know if I would push into both the 403B and the 457 is my point.
My guess
to the
is-
maximum.
Is your income much higher today than it used to be a couple years ago?
Yes, it is. It's much higher. We both, after the pandemic, we both kind of got promoted and got some
Okay.
higher paying jobs.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. I'd make the argument that maybe you actually use both of them as well. You're used to living on a much lower income than you're making today, correct?
That's right.
And you
we're
haven't
very
had life-
comfortable where we're at.
You haven't had lifestyle creep. You didn't go out and buy a $7,000 barbecue.
No, I didn't do that.
Do they sell $7,000 barbecue?
Yeah, but you did buy a $300 smoker, the Smoky Joe down at the Costco.
Wow, I couldn't get myself to buy a $7,000 barbecue.
I
That
know,
would just
I'm
not
still
work
thinking
for
about
my
that.
site.
$7,000.
Oh, it happens.
For most of our life, we bought cars under $1,000 and just drove them until they died, and then bought another one for $1,000. And then recently, now that we have more money and we need a little bit more dependence on our cars, we went and just bought 2 cars
Okay.
with cash.
All
So,
right. Yeah.
but we-
Yep. I would do what Scott says. I'd put.
I'd run the numbers, just because you might be able to have. Money's a funny thing, right? So my guess is when you were young, just like most couples, there wasn't that much coming in. You really had to scrimp and save and cut corners where you could, and it was not easy to save. But you're at a time now. My guess is if you continue to, if you maxed out both the 403B and the 457s,
You're going to have too much money.
you're going to end up down the road. You're going to have way more money than your lifestyle requires, and so then it just creates another issue. Like,
Yeah. And maybe my guess is it's maximize the 403B and probably 50% into the 457. You can still use them both, but you don't have to max them both.
Okay.
And I would do that. And you're good. You're good. But you are a good saver. I mean, you're not the greatest saver ever, but you're a good saver.
Well, considering the income just lent to the level it's at
That's
recently,
right.
that makes a big difference.
Yeah,
too.
great job.
You're in
Great job.
phenomenal shape
and
for
will you do
retirement.
us a share that podcast with your friends? We're trying to. Our marketing people tell us when we get a certain
Once
number.
we get 100 listeners,
No, they say like 100,000 or something.
know
We hit
whatever
the
it is.
tipping point, and then everything goes viral or something, and I get to go on Oprah. Is she still around? Does she still have a show?
I don't know.
You can
Not on
count on- you can count on
television.
me.
Is Oprah still on
send it.
television? Do you know, David?
I never. I shouldn't say this on public air. I've never watched Oprah, but
I don't
I
think
think
she's on the
she,
air. I think
is
she has her
not.
own channel. It's her
Oh,
own
I haven't-
universe now.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, share that podcast if you will, and give us a rating, and we'd appreciate it.
Yeah, and that's I think I've watched Oprah before.
I
can't
have
say
watched
that I've
Oprah.
Never.
You get a car. You get a car. You get a car.
I missed that one.
Everyone gets a car.
My mother-in-law was a huge Oprah fan.
Was she?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So that's probably why I've seen it when I was at her house. She had Oprah, on, or some Oprah special.
Well, Oprah. I mean, Dr. Phil came from Oprah. Who's the other crazy doctor that ran for office?
Oh yeah, what happened to him?
Dr. Oz.
Oz, yeah.
Dr.
Crazy
Oz.
one. Is he crazy? I don't know if he's crazy or not.
Rick Edelman used to be on Oprah all the time. Financial services guy in our industry, friend of mine. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm dropping names now.
You
People
are
I've never
dropping names.
actually
A
met.
personal friend of mine.
Personal friend of mine.
When Dr. Phil and I were having coffee last week.